Hello everybody, here I am amongst some household chemicals and we're going to see about solubility and what dissolves in what. Alright, so I'll show you what I've got. I've got some mineral oil, some corn oil, some water, some rubbing alcohol, which is good for sterilizing things. I've got a tiny bottle of blue food coloring. I've got some salt. I've got some sugar. And I've got some baby oil. And to prepare, I've already put some of each in these cups here. And in fact, I've already filled 7 test tubes with mineral oil. And what we're working on is this page in your course pack, where basically we're going to look at, in this top row, mineral oil being combined with all the other ones. Alright, so let's try mineral oil with corn oil. So I've already got the mineral oil in there, and now I'll just add a little bit of corn oil. And we'll stir that up. And I think what we see is that the two mix together completely. You don't see a layer in the middle between the mineral oil and the corn oil. Alright, let's try a similar thing. This time I've got mineral oil with water. We'll put some water in there and we'll stir them up. And what you see happening is that there's a layer on the top and a layer on the bottom. Can we tell which is which? Well, the layer on the top is smaller than the layer on the bottom. Let's add a little more water and see if that makes the top layer bigger or the bottom layer bigger. Oh, I added a lot of water. The bottom layer now is really big, so it must be that the mineral oil is what's on top. So the oil floats on the water. Alright, let's try mineral oil with some rubbing alcohol. So this I can squirt in there. Rubbing alcohol is otherwise known as isopropyl alcohol. Alright, let's mix that up. And it looks like, again, we have 2 layers. This is taking a little longer to separate, but we are getting a layer on the top and a layer on the bottom. They don't want to demix right away. Maybe we'll come back and look at that one in a bit. Alright, let's try the mineral oil with the food coloring. So the food coloring is pretty easy to see. It's kind of just sitting on the bottom. Let's see what happens when we mix it up. Looks like, I don't know, it's staying partly mixed. Maybe we'll have to come back to that one as well. Alright, let me clean off my stirring rod here a sec. Let's try the mineral oil with some salt. Not the best thing for pouring salt, but you use what you have on hand when you can't go into the lab. Alright, mineral oil with salt. It's not dissolving, at least not very quickly. Maybe it's not dissolving at all. It's hard to tell for sure. Alright, how about the mineral oil with some sugar? Alright, let's see if we can get the sugar to dissolve. Also not dissolving very readily, if it is at all. Okay. Now maybe in the lab you could take a little longer with each of these, but I don't want to make this video too boring. Alright, let's try the mineral oil with the baby oil. Looks like that one just went right in. No problem. Let's go back and revisit some of them that were a little ambiguous. So how about, let's see, this would be mineral oil with corn oil, mineral oil with water, the mineral oil with the rubbing alcohol. It looks like it is settling eventually into 2 layers. The mineral oil with the food coloring. Likewise, it looks like the food coloring is settling on the bottom. That's separating into 2 layers. We've got the salt sitting on the bottom there. The sugar, still a little ambiguous what's going on with the sugar. It's definitely not all dissolving in, but it's also not as settled on the bottom. Maybe we'll come back to that after we do the next row in our table.